Hello chickens, how are you guys doing today? I hope you're all well and having a great week. I'm having a busy week but lots of fun, but just stopped today to put together this little video for the little lady's journal cover. So I hope you're going to have fun and enjoy me. I haven't done anything like this before, but you know, there's always a first time. So I was mulling over what I wanted to do, and because it's little girls, little ladies, I want to do something that was involved with little girls' dresses. So that's what we're going to work on today. So I'm going to show you what you need. The first thing that you need is your journal cover, and I'll just quickly grab that. So I have put mine together here last night. It's a hard cover. I've used the fabric on here. You can see my iron line there. I didn't iron it, but I'm covering this, so I'm not going to worry about it too much. I've made a 3.5 inch spine here. All right, so what is that in centimeters? We are looking at about 9.5, just short of 9.5. All right, so that's what that is. This is 6.5 inches wide and 9 inches this way. All right, so that is about 16.5 centimeters, and I think it's 22 centimeters this way, 23. Okay, so that's what I'm using for mine. Obviously this is for an A4. Yours might be slightly different if you're using a different size paper like US size. All right, so just be mindful of that. You want to, when you put your paper signature down, you want to have about a 1/2 inch all around. Okay, so that's what I'm doing here. I'm just using my little tub, for my biscuit tub, just to keep that up, and that's going to help me put pressure on that. But further than that, I'm going to show you what I have used. I grabbed one of the large tag printouts, but I'm going to use this little girl over here. But this little girl features not only on a large tags. If you've got the mini journal kit, you'll find her on an envelope, on various things. I think a large tag in there, you know, quite a few different places she does feature. So have a look and see what you have. Of course you could do it with any of the ladies, but I'm using this one. So you want to get that image out. We're going to trim the top off, so I'll talk you through that. And then I've used these two background papers out of my scraps left over, and I've used these as well. So that's the paper side. All right, and then on the other side, for little bits and bobs, you want to grab yourself a piece of fabric. This piece of fabric is, I think it was, I'll tell you now, it is 8 inches and it is 5 inches, 5 by 8 inches. All right, so again, in centimeters, you are looking at 13 by 21. All right, so that's that. And you also want to grab some of this lace. So go grab some of this lace. We're going to use that. I'm going to use this trim as well. I've got a smaller piece of fabric, which is the width of the samples that you get from me, so 7 inches, and this is 3 inches wide. All right, so that's that. And then a bit of this flat lace that we have in that bundle as well. And I just grabbed this. This is not in a bundle. It's just something lying on my desk, and I'm going to use it. You can see what you have on that side. So yeah, that's what we're going to need for today. Oh, one other thing. I have grabbed a little tab, which I've cut out. I've glued together. I'm going to sew these 2 buttons on here. So you want 2 of the buttons from your button bundle that comes with the kit. Right, so 2 blue buttons. Okay, so that's really what it is that we're going to do. We're going to start off quickly. I'm going to talk you through what I did because I've prepped it already. I cut out this tag here, as I said to you, and then what I did was I cut right where the bottom of the scroll is. I cut that straight across there. Okay, so you've got like a rectangle that looks like that. All right, so for me to show you, there it is. Okay, so that's that bit there. Then I mounted it onto the blue paper, and the blue paper, it's like 1/8 of an inch. I placed that then onto here, and I stuck it down with my Pritt stick, my glue stick there, and then I stuck that again onto this paper. All right, so you've got that one first and then that one like that, and your picture house there. And this is, what is this? Is about 1/4 of an inch, so 1/8 of an inch and 1/4 of an inch all around. All right, and then I've just sewn mine around the edges. You don't have to do that. So that's that. Right, so that's what we did with that. Good to go. I didn't want to stop and start, and I wanted to make this as quick as possible. So that's the first thing you need. So just getting all the little elements together before we put it all together. Then on the little tab front, I've stuck it together. This is just how I do it, and you've probably got your own way. I like to sew these through. You can sew them before, but then they don't sit as flat as you want them. So I want to just get these buttons on. So I'm just lining it up with the edge here, and then just putting a bit of glue just to hold it in place for a little bit while I stitch these, and I'll probably speed that bit up. Right, so I'm just using the very edge here to line these up like that, and just want it a bit straight. And if I lift it up, yeah, okay, so I'm pretty happy with where they are. So move that one a bit further up. All right, so that just gives me some time just to fix them in place before I go ahead with the next step. So then take a needle or a pokey tool, and while those are there, you want to just push the holes through. It's easier to do this first, I think. Great. Okay, then you want to just get some thread. I'm just using my embroidery thread here, and I'm going to just put some of this on. So yeah, I usually just, I don't know why I use embroidery thread. I suppose it's because it's the thing I've got the most color selections of, and I just split it into 3 like this. But you know, normal cotton will work as well. And I mean, I've got my sewing machine next to me. I could just grab that. And I'm going to sew those on, and I will see you back here in a moment. Okay, so I've sewn those on there, as you can see, and really happy with how that looks. So that's that little element done. The next little bit that I want to do is I want to take these 2 pieces. So what I did with this piece, and as I said, it's 7 inches by 3. The first thing I did was just to hem it on my machine. So I've just turned over like 1/4 of an inch and sewn that all the way down. All right, so that's the first thing. You don't have to sew it again. If you're happy with a torn edge or whatever, that's also fine. Then so that would be the sewn edge. Then I take my lace and I placed this over. This is the same length. This one's slightly longer, but of course you could also glue the bottom one if you wanted to, or do a bit of a slow stitch for a decorative feature. So those are some options there. You don't have to use a sewing machine. And then what I did was I hand pleated this. So I just took little pleats. I first took this edge and I took a 1/4 of an inch and I just turned it over. And what you want to do is you want to pleat along here. So I would do that and put a clip on it if that was better. Let me grab the clips. It's easier when you've got clips to hold things in place, I find. And these are great for that. So I'm just clipping it as I go. And then you want to keep doing that until you've got brought this top bit here to 3 inches from the 7 inches. So effectively you are, well, 3 1/4 really, you are shortening all of that. Okay, so yeah, so there we go. And then you want to get to that point, and then you've got a little bit over. All right, now let me put one more clip on here like that. Now what we're doing is we're making like a little dress with a lace overlay, because she's got a lot of lace on there. So I'm trying to now, I want to make a bit of a waistband here at the top where these pegs are, and this little bit here is where I'm going to turn this over, and it just gives me that leeway to make it wider or not so wide, depending to what we need, like that. Okay, now you can go and either sew that across with your sewing machine, or just take a needle and thread with running stitch and just fasten that down, or either with glue, whatever suits you. And like I said, you can either turn that over a little bit like that or not. All right, so I'll show you what I've done. I just ran the sewing machine over there, right, and I brought that down now to, what did I say, 3¼ inches. So that is, what is that? That's about 9 centimeters, I think. Yeah, 8½. All right. Now again, that little bit there is just going to give me, so I've got time to make it wider or narrower, and also just to neaten the edge like I have there. So I've just turned that bit over. All right, so that's what we're going to do there. So we've got our little skirt ready and made. We've got our little bit there. We've got our girl. We're going to use this as a base piece. So that's what I'm going to do there. I'm just going to pull off a few threads on this side. I tore those two, but over here I'm just going to pull off the threads. It's neater, really. Okay, so there we go. This piece measures, as I said, 8 inches by 5. All right, and as I keep saying, see, I think I've already said this. This is about 12.5 by 20.5. All right, so that's there. Okay, let's start putting these little bits together now. And I haven't done this before. This is really going to be trial and error. So I've got all the bits on the side. I want to, I think what I'm going to do is I'm not going to use this. I'm going to go flat with this, like that. All right. And I'm just placing these items now. I'm mindful that that's my fold line. So, and also that I will end up putting a closure here. So if I bend it like that, that sort of looks like the middle to me. All right. So that's where we are here. I've got my glue ready, but I just want to do a little mock-up here before I start. So I think that I just want to check with my little skirt quickly if we are not, I don't want it to go off the end of the journal. So I'm just looking where I am. Now I think this is a good spot for it, right? So what I'm going to do is I am going to fold this back a bit. This is usually what I do when I found the right space for something. And I'm going to put on glue onto the cover to just attach this base fabric. Now you don't want it too thick, and you can always go in and fill in afterwards if something's not sticking where you want it. Right, so we want that over there, and we want it straight. So let's go for it like that. Have I got that? Yeah, that little top bit can just go a little bit more down, so we can just do that. All right, here we go. And then this bit, where does it go down to? Pretty much there. So all the way here. Now I'm not worried, this is thin fabric, but I'm not too worried because you know, you're going to have so many things on top of this that you don't have to worry about how much or how little glue you really go more rather than less. Right, just wipe it off there. Okay, now let's get that down. Okay, so we've got our base piece on. Lovely. Okay, all good. Right, now we are going to put this down, but we need to stick lace on beforehand. So again, what is that measurement there? I'm trying to keep it to the top, and you're looking at about 1/2 inch more or less. Now what I want to do is, and this is going to be tricky, I'm trying to get this below, and I might need to use an additional piece. I've got it. This is a longer piece, so that's better. Okay, so we'll start here, and what I want to do is I want to run this from there, because this will cover over there. So I'm going to go like this and stick this down, but I want to see some of the blue under, so I'm going to line it up sort of there. And I just want to see if I place that over, then we've got just those bits sticking out, and I'm happy with that. So I'm going to run that from here up to there, and then when I'm over here, I wanted to angle it, so sort of fold it like a picture corner. Mitre, that's the word. I'm looking to mitre the corner. So how do I mitre it now? Was it like that? Yes. Okay, so it's pulling it like that at an angle. We'll get there. Okay, so let's try that again. It's trial and error, these things, definitely. Right, so you want that a little bit more in, up to that point. I'm just checking there, and I will have to use another piece. So that's like that, that's like that. Okay, so I think I've got it now. So let's move our picture out the way, and we want to go up to this point here, and then we are going to mitre this, which I've already forgotten. Oh right, so we'll turn it and angle it, I think, like that, and then run it that way, something like that. Right, so we want to glue it to this point. Right, let's do that. Okay, so I'm going to stick this across here, and whenever you do something like this, you always feel like you need extra pairs of hands, and I definitely do feel like that at the minute. And it's probably easier to use stick this straight across rather than what I'm struggling with here. So yeah, but you know, I like to make things hard for myself. I feel like I do. Right, so we've got that there, and I didn't want it to go off the end of the page, so you gotta love Fabri-Tac, don't you? And then I'm just looking where the glue is and get that well glued down. I think that's about it. Let's just see with the picture. Always check with your picture to see where you are so that you can get it right. Coming on down here, and I'm going to use my pen. I need to get it coming down there, so I've made a little mark because we'll end up covering that anyway. So if that goes there, then I can mitre this, and I just need to get the corner right. There we go. Right, and now I can go and join on this piece here, and we want to do that. So that's got half a butterfly, so I just need to cut that off there. Oops. And then we can stick this down like that. All right, so I've stuck all that lace down, and I've even gone underneath these bits here as much as I possibly can, and that looks all right. Okay, so now we're ready to stick on our little image, and again, before I stick it down, I want to just check that the skirt isn't going to fall off the end, and I'm quite happy with that. So let's get this down on here. So lots of lace on here, very girly this, using all the lace that I can possibly fit on here today. So yeah, really sweet. Really love this journal. It's one of my favorites, definitely is. I know I say that about a lot, but every time I do one with something else that I wanted to try, I don't know, sort of just can't help myself. Right, I'm just thinking that's about it. Get that stuck down there. All right, now we want to take our little skirt, and again, this is the bit that you're going to use to make it wider or narrow according to the picture, and I know it's not perfect, but I'm going to sort of go with that line there, and I'm going to bend it round the flower, and I want to end it at, just at the end there. So I think I'm going to put some, it's a bit fiddly this, but you know, we will get it right. So I'm just going to put some glue down on the end there, and I'm going to just, I can always, the joy of fabric tack is it's forgiving, isn't it? So right, let's get this down now. So we're going to put a fair amount of glue across the waistband side of things and a little bit further. So you want to get plenty of this on this section. Don't worry about going a bit further down, you know, that's also fine. Okay, moment of truth. Let's start with this side. So I'm going to go over here, and then I'm going to move that so that it's just sort of there, and I'm going to get that stuck down like that. Yeah. Now you can go and stick it further down if that is what you want to do. So I'm just going to put a little bit of glue further down just to keep it flattish like that. There we go. And I'm quite happy with the edges and everything there. Then just to finish that off, this is what I'm going to do with this. Oh, I've forgotten something already. Gosh, you know, I'm terrible. This I want to put under here. No, oh, I'm lucky. I'm lucky. Let's use my little bone folder. The joy of fabric tack. It's so forgiving. I'm going to, and I bet you all were shouting and saying, Angela, you've forgotten something, because why did we do this? And you're quite right. So I'm just going to tuck that up, and I'm going to just fit this underneath here. That's what that's for. And then go back to our little waistband. We're going to just finish it off with this over here, and it wants to turn that way, so I'm going to just go with it. Just checking which is the right side, if any. I think it's this one. And then I'm going to just stick those across here, and I think that is where it ends. So, oh, nearly my finger. Don't want to cut your finger with those. That's for sure. Right, so we got that all down. This is so cute. And then we're going to just put a little gold decorative feature on the waistband. So let's get that up and going. There we go. So we'll start with over here and just press that round, going round as you go, like that, and give it a press. How cute is it? Right, last bit, because our closure is going there, I'll show you what I've managed to find to add to the closure. So I'm just keep pressing that down. Now I've got this little thing going on here. It's like a little bit of lace, and I'll cut it off something, can't remember, and I'm going to get that glued up here, and I wanted to just get that over here just to make it even more over the top, you know, as you do. I'm just centralizing that a little bit more. Okay, perfecto. And that is it for today on the front of the journal. So how cute is that? If we go like that, how lovely is that? I really like it. Now just to put my little cup underneath here like I had before, this is going to be our closure, that our lovely satiny crushed satin ribbon that's going to be over here. All right, so that will be one. I can't put it on now until I've sewn in my signatures, etc. So that's going to be over there and pick up the blues beautifully. But what I did manage to buy was this little goodie. like a margazette with, it's like a really old piece of jewelry. I think I got it on eBay or something a while back, and I thought that with that is just going to look amazing. So if you've got old jewelry, look how lovely that's going to look. Especially with the margazette stones or something like that, go and grab it, because we're going to put it onto our, it's like a little brooch, and we're going to put it on to our journal, and that's just going to make it look a little bit more vintagey, which I think is amazing. All right, everybody, that's our little project for today. Go and have a go at this. I know you're going to have fun putting all your bits and bobs together. This is just a little skirt. It does look a bit strange, but I think it sort of integrates itself pretty well with the picture. Go and give it a go and have some fun, and I'll see you on Friday with another little video. I don't know what it is yet, but I'll think of something, and I'll see you soon. Bye bye.